Dear friends, good morning. I hope you have watched previous video lesson which were posted in the day before yesterday, and I received a comment from some of my friends, my colleagues, and you said that the listening quality is good, and we are go ahead with the same kind of procedure. Thank you so much. I try my level best to communicate uh, as as well- as good as possible to make my audio able to listen to you. Okay, so this class we are going to see about some of the extension methodologies put forth by Government of India as well as Government of Tamil Nadu. Actually, so most of the important some of the methodologies put forth by Government of India is in the slide. As you see, the training and visit system, broad-based extension system, agricultural technology management agency we called as ATMA, IVLP institutional village linkage program, and ATIC, Agricultural Technology Information Center. These are the some of the important program put forth by Government of India, and the same has been followed by State Government of Tamil Nadu to implement technology transfer to the farmers. So this program is every often then it has been changed. The policy has been changed by the government. So we see the one by one what is the why this kind of extension methodologies is important and how it is contributing to the farmers and as well as the rural development. So the here in this picture you can see the paper and the news is covering about agriculture extension scheme launched in Dindigul district. This kind of whenever the government of Tamil Nadu or government of India they're giving a new wisdom or new idea to promote agriculture extension in the name of some schemes, the specified scheme, automatically it is cover the newspaper the cover what kind of agriculture scheme is newly launched, how it is different from existing one and everything. So this kind of news is saying about the change in the extension methodology followed by State Department of Agriculture, because the State Department of Agriculture is a nodal agency to deliver to take technology from Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, and wherever the universities are promoting agriculture technology, they take technology and we deliver to the farmers. That is the agency we call as a State Department of Agriculture. So before the endemic, the pandemic, Corona pandemic, we have our students, we visited the Joint Director of Agriculture Office. They are the department people who are actually doing extension work in the field. So this is the State Department of Agriculture website, official website, Department of Agriculture, Government of Tamil Nadu, under the governance of National E-Governance Plan in Agriculture. This is all the available information, what kind of working they are doing, and what kind of methodology they follow, and everything they here collective farming, informants, horticulture, coordinate, marketing, CNET, everything they put under the one net. How it is, this is what is the current scenario of the website. If you want to know more about what is the department activity and what kind of activities or extension work they are doing, please go through this website and it will be very useful to you. And another important, they have as you said, Tamil Nadu Government of Agriculture, they have a soil science and chemistry. They have this kind of soil health card. So this is a simple example of how the people or extension people in the department helping the farmers to test the soil and giving the recommendation. This is what that's what we should know about what kind of methodologies over the period since independence, what are the extension efforts put forth by the government of Tamil Nadu as well as government of India. So the first most important methodology in the modern times is a training and visit system. Actually, when we are in the classes, we discussed about the pre-independence like Gurkhan pre-independence rural development program, and also the Green Revolution period. So both the Green Revolution period until 70s and 60s, there is no specialized agriculture field level agriculture worker. So it is very surprising, but it is true that there is not much field level agriculture officers. So as such we have assistant agriculture officers and village the Atma functionaries and every the level block development officers, everything after the 480s or 70s, they have no work in the field. So on the time we have the multi-level workers or village level workers. They have all kind of works, not only agriculture. They are also doing the rural development work. They are also doing the sanitary work. They are also assisting the village panchayat. So they have a multi work portfolio. So among the so many work, they are also doing some of agriculture work. So there is no specialized people in the field level. So that's what after the Green Revolution period, so we have so much technology has been developed in the universities and also ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research Institute, and in collaboration with the International Rice Research Institute and Manila, and so many throughout the world, the development of agriculture technology is paramount. So we have a technology, but in order to deliver this technology to the farmers, we don't have a network to deliver that farmers. That's what the training and visit system. Its name means that we have to visit you have to understand the system's reverse. We have to visit the farmers and provide a training to them, and again visit the farmers. This is called the training and visit system has been introduced. The concept actually, the Daniel Banner is a World Bank economist, a sociologist and economist, and he promoted this concept at the concept called the training and visit system. And this system in Tamil Nadu, it is introduced in the first in the Madurai district, and also in Sivagangai division, and also it is a Sivagangai division in the Ramanapuram district, because it was introduced in the April 1, 1980. So at that time, Sivagangai is not a separate district; it is a part of Ramanapuram district. Sivagangai district bifurcated from the Ramanapuram district in 1985. So that when it was introduced, the training and visit system introduced, they have in Madurai district and also part of Ramanapuram district, which is called the Sivagangai division. So this is what they introduced in Tamil Nadu in 1980. So until this is what before that they have no training and visit system. They have and the depending upon the state government, depending upon the individual, they can deliver the technology to the farmers. So they have so much studies is available, which is deal about the effect of the training and visit system in India. So these all studies have been conducted by the World Bank. The World Bank scientists conducted studies throughout the India, and how it is a effect and how it is a positively contribute to the technology transfer and upliftment of the farmers' life. So there are two papers I recommend you. One is the impact of agricultural extension, the training and visit system. It is open source. It is available in the free open access. It is available in the World Bank website, and you can download. Otherwise, I can also contribute to the our Google Classroom. You can download and read it. And the second paper I recommend is aspect of training and visit system of agricultural extension in India, a comparative analysis. These two papers that clearly give a picture about how the training and visit system in India has been very effective in the initial stages, at least in the 80s to 90s. The 10 years they're running the show very successfully in transferring agricultural technology to the farmers, and also train the farmers effectively. So here some of the experts, some of the abstracts concept I would like to deliver through I will extracted from that both two papers. Here the one paragraph you can see, the extension service in the developing country are often criticized because developing countries like us in the 80s, the extension service is not so efficient. So many reasons they have quoted research. One is the lack of staff training and incentive and channels for updating agents' knowledge. Because I already told there is a village level workers, but not trained agriculture professionals. They are the common, they have a school education or the other education, but not agriculture, not essentially agriculture. So there is no training or incentive to work for or updating the knowledge to the farmer. So far, they think that agriculture is by practice it will come. There is no need to have advanced technology. So the acquiring the knowledge from the past experience, they have some knowledge. That is why they want to deliver it. But that is what the first important, the staff training and incentive channels for updating their own knowledge is not existing. So another important thing, until 1972, so we have only one college in Coimbatore, agriculture college. So we have produced a very limited number of agriculture graduates to the society. So after 1972, when our TNAU became a university, and they have started another one college in Madurai. So that until 1984, so 14 years, in throughout Tamil Nadu, we have only 2 colleges which produce agriculture graduates. It is so insufficient for catering the need of farmers. So the inefficient organizational structure and the prevent adequate supervision of the field workers. What I have said is a correct now. So inefficient organizational structure. We don't have a structure because we don't have an agriculture graduate, sufficient agriculture graduate to promote the supervising work. And requirement of the staff to perform the task other than spreading information, such as collecting data, staff shortages, options of organized feedback about all these, because of the key ingredient is there is no middle level and lower level the trained agriculture graduates or diploma graduates in the field. So that's what the government decided to increase the number of agriculture colleges by government. In 1972 the Madurai started, and 1984 in another college in Kilikulam has been started, and 94 the Tiruchirappalli has been started. So until 94 we only have 4 colleges. But the present scenario, the COVID has been the tremendous improvement in the private and also as well as the government colleges. According to the agencies, so the training is in order to eliminate all these drawback. So the World Bank assisting Government of India, they come forward to fund huge investment in not only training the agriculture graduates and also producing agriculture graduates, and also to provide training and also visit to the farmers and capacity building. Daniel Berner, along with the Foxters, they have a written paper, and that paper, the training and visit system, about the training and visit system, they emphasized. So the Daniel Berner is the think prime behind the training and visit system. He introduced this concept first in the Turkey. So the Turkey in the late 90s, it has been predominantly succeed in the Turkey and also the erstwhile Soviet Union. And after that, in India, the first has been introduced in 1977. It first introduced in the Rajasthan, 1977. But in India, as I said, in Tamil Nadu, as I said, it introduced 3 years later in 1980. So the 3-year period, the North India, the Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan has been introduced with the training and visit system. After seeing successful improvement of this training and visit system, the Government of India decided to launch the same program throughout India. That's what it was widely adopted since 1977, but in Tamil Nadu it is introduced in 1980. So it has been replacing the system of multi-purpose post of village level workers. That's what I will say. At the village level workers, they have a multi-purpose work, not only the sanitation, health, and also the rural development work, panchayat clerical work, and everything. They have to do it, but we want this system. They want to remove these people, and we want to place a separate trained agriculture or diploma graduate in the field to transfer our agriculture technology to the farmers. So that's what the purpose of training and visit system is to field professional extension service to assist the farmers. So because we have trained people, and we have to build a professional extension service to assist the farmers, to support farmers to increase the yield and income. So the likewise it is another important purpose, to create a dynamic link between farmer and extension worker and researcher. The link has been not established because previously there is no trained person. So there is another important purpose is to establish dynamic link between the farmer, extension worker and researcher. So that's what training and visit system is one of the important intervention promoted by the Government of India. So the salient feature of the training and visit system we will see in the next video. So I request you to go through this video, and if you are able to understand the concept clearly, then please get back to me. If you are not able to understand the concept, also please get back to me, and we will rectify some mistakes, and next video we will see the salient features of training and visit system and other extension system like the broad-based extension system, and also Atma agriculture technology management system. Why over the period the Government of India want to introduce a different kind of extension system over the period. So at present, as you know, at present we are using the agriculture technology management system agency Atma, but not training and visit system. It has been